to set out how we're responding to this crisis and standing up for the British people. Our priority is always the national interest, and so we have been clear and consistent in our objectives throughout this conflict.
So Keir Starmer's finally addressed the nation, and he's standing up to Trump, but we all know why he's doing this. Now, he's got a lot of Muslims in his party and donors, so going to war with Iran, he can't do it. Only if he could stand up for British people like this.
First, we will protect our people in the region. Second, while taking the necessary action to defend ourselves and our allies, we will not be drawn into the wider war. And third, we will keep working towards a swift resolution that brings security and stability back to the region and stops the Iranian threat to its neighbours.
So you see how he only brings up the threat to Iran's neighbours? The countries like Qatar, Saudi and Dubai? Because they're all funding him. What about the UK, Starmer? What about the UK and American soldiers risking their life?
I want to see an end to this war as quickly as possible, because the longer it goes on, the more dangerous the situation becomes, and the worse it is for the cost of living back here at home. Now, in recent days, I've visited community centres in England and Northern Ireland, and I know people are really worried about what this means for them.
No, guys, he didn't visit community centres. He went to mosques across Britain. So when he says community, he's only talking about that because he didn't visit churches or synagogues to get their opinion. So that's not the whole of Britain.
And look, I grew up working class in the 1970s. I remember how it feels when you're struggling to make ends meet. It's a knot in your stomach every time the bills come through the door. And that's at the forefront of my mind in meeting this crisis.
Yeah, I think Starmer's made up his mind on this. And Trump and his administration, they're not happy at all. Let's have a look at this.
President Trump says that other countries should now step up to safeguard ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Why should other countries that weren't consulted about this war, that aren't involved in this war, now put their troops in harm's way in the Strait of Hormuz?
Because these other countries are benefiting greatly from the United States military taking out the threat of Iran. The rogue Iranian regime has long not just posed a threat to the United States of America, but of course to our Gulf and Arab partners in the region. As you see, I believe Iran has struck more than 300 civilian targets in the Gulf region. If you think about Europe, their ballistic missile capability that the United States military is currently wiping out was a direct and imminent threat to our European allies as well as our bases in the region, which is why President Trump took this action in the first place. So these countries are absolutely benefiting from ensuring that Iran can never obtain a nuclear weapon. This is something not just the United States, but the entire Western world has agreed with for many, many years. So I think the president is absolutely right to call on these countries to do more to help the United States to reopen the Strait of Hormuz so that we can stop this terrorist regime from restricting the free flow of energy. And the fact that they are doing so just underscores why President Trump needed to take this action in the
So if Trump thinks he can boss around countries to bring their ships to the Strait of Hormuz, I don't think that plan's gonna work. He even asked China. Now that shows how desperate he is.
It is a war. So which one is it?
Well, it's both. It's both. It's an excursion that will keep us out of a war, and the war is going to be. I mean, for them it's a war. For us, it's turned out to be easier than we thought.
How have you already won? If you're asking countries to help you go to Iran, to ask them, please don't stop the oil, please, that's not winning to me, Trump. That's losing. Starmer, you can't trust this guy. I thought you finally grew some, but this guy can't keep his word for anything. Let's have a look at this.
With the Strait of Hormuz, because obviously that's one of the pressing issues of the day. It's something I discussed with President Trump yesterday on the phone. There have been discussions going on in relation to a viable plan. We want to make sure that that involves as many partners as possible. That's been our stated objective here, particularly talking to European partners, inevitably talking to Gulf partners and to the US, because we need a credible, viable plan if we can. And as I said a moment ago, this is, to say the least, not easy. It is not straightforward, and therefore we have to make sure that we've got that credible plan in place. As to what the precise options are, as I say, mine hunting systems of ours are already in the region. We've already spoken about what we can do in relation to anti-drone capability. But this isn't just about what the UK can do, it's about how we play a part in bringing others together behind a viable plan. So that's where we're at the moment. Well, we're looking through the options. It is difficult, of course, it's difficult, there's no hiding that, but that's what we're working on in terms of a viable plan, because ultimately we need to get the straits opened, otherwise the price of energy will remain very high for reasons that everybody understands.
No, everybody doesn't understand, Starmer. We don't understand how 20 minutes ago you said the UK will not be involved in this war, and now you're contemplating going to the part of the world where Iran literally have it on lock. You can't go to the Strait of Hormuz, you can't. That's their part. Yeah, this guy, you don't know what he's doing. But what do you think, guys? Generally, what do you think? Let me know in the comments, because I don't think they can go there and tell Iran to pull the plug on dismantling the whole oil market. Iran is going to do it, and they've been waiting for this.